everyone, welcome back to my Beach Angel Tarot shop. I'm here to do my September What is Your Love Story. We're going to take a look at the energies for love and romance for the month of September. I am going to pull a What Needs to Be Surrendered to help with the energies for the month, and then I'm going to be using the deck that I was inspired by to create this spread. And normally I would say if you want your own, you could click the link below, but my shop is closed right now. I'm unsure when it will reopen. Hopefully closer to the end of September. I'd like to offer some Halloween readings as well, and I do apologize for the on and off of my shop and my work, and I appreciate everyone's patience. So we're going to take a look at the energies for everyone for September. I'm focusing on that in this moment. What God and the angels want everyone to know is going to be an energy that needs to be surrendered. I feel it's this one that came out. Surrender your need to always be right. This is a big one in relationship, right? We always want to be heard. We always want to have a feeling of righteousness, and being right sometimes, can become more important to your ego, not your heart, to your ego, than, the other person's feelings or the other person's energies. And this is ego struggle. They want me to really emphasize that this is the ego's struggle to always want to be right, and to work and pray to release this energy as well is going to be important for the month of September. And I feel there's going to be, this energy is going to be worked out a good bit in the month of September, which would lead to a sense of compromise and a sense of togetherness more so. Okay, I'm going to read from the card, but that is what Spirit is telling me. It says, give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This is a time, this will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationship. So in September, there are going to be conflicts resolved and your relationship is going to improve. And you can see they are coming together. They are touching each other. They are, listening and being heard. Sometimes the best way to have a communication with someone is to listen to what they have to say, kind of repeat back to them what you heard them say, and each giving the other time to express themselves. But Spirit is really wanting me to emphasize that this is an ego struggle, and it is going to be resolved. It's going to come together for you in the month of September. Okay, so work on those energies as much as you can. Do prayer, do meditation, contemplation of those energies, and how you may play a part in that, and seeing how your ego is wanting to always be right, or have an energy of being right, and making the other person wrong. There's nothing wrong with being right, but you don't need to make the other person wrong to be right. They can be right too in their own way, right? So it's kind of funny and interesting how that can work that way. So let's see what Spirit has with this beautiful deck. And this deck is created by, and her name is right on here, Kathy Nichols. And this I purchased, her shop name is Creative Thursday, and I purchased that in Etsy, but I think she has a website as well. It's beautiful. You know what, I could be wrong. No, I don't think I am. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think I am. I could be wrong about the name of her website. If I am, I will put a thing below, but I'm not sure about that. But this is her name, and her shop, I did purchase this from Etsy, and her shop is in Etsy. So you want to do a search on the story cards if you're interested in these. So I'm focusing on everyone, the law of attraction, what our love story is for the month of September. This was a big energy that's going to get worked out and worked through. Okay, there's nothing right now. And I'm being guided to look at the bottom, and the bottom is the fox, which is interesting because it is a sign of a masculine energy. It's talking to me also about being very intelligent, being very, I don't want to say cunning in a bad way, cunning in a way that we know it's natural instincts, it's instinctual energy, I'm going to put it that way. It's kind of in the undercurrent there. Super intelligent fox sees unusual, multiple solutions to problems where others see none. Ingenuity. So that is part of the energy for this. It's seeing solutions where others see none. So you're going to have this energy as an instinctual that comes up. Interesting. The fox's hair is red and her hair is red as well. So that red, orangish color too is coming up is important to me. What's orange? Not more so orange than red actually, but that is also a sign of the sacral chakra, obviously. And so that talks about intimacy, being more intimate. There are other ways of being intimate beyond sexuality. It's sharing, conversation. There's more to it than just a physical contact as well. But it can also include that too. But we're going to see what comes up as the rest of this reading. So moving forward, who you are in your love story for September, what energy surrounds you in your love story at this time, and it is friendship. So again, that orange is coming up. So it's like there's a sense here of intimacy and the sacral chakra. And again, it's like a struggle but a struggle about, it feels like a struggle with physical relationship versus what's true intimacy in a relationship and having both needs met in that aspect. So there's a little bit of energy needing to come into balance around that. And for everyone, this can come up a little bit differently. And looking at each other's needs in that aspect. So one might need more of an intimacy in regards to friendship, and the other may need more physical contact to feel like they're being more intimate. So it's how each is relating and looking at that and maintaining a base friendship in regards to that. So this can also become into the power struggle as well. But that sacral chakra is huge energies. That orange is coming up as huge energies for the month of September and bringing those into balance. Okay. Where your partner stands in the love story for September, what is their character? How are they behaving? And it is faith. It's blind faith. Kind of like in the dark, but in areas where they're in the dark, maybe they don't understand this about you, or they don't understand what you're trying to express, or you're not expressing it right, and they're in the dark about it. And so, but they are in a place of faith. I'm going to read the faith one, but, that is the obvious. She is blindfolded and attacked from many directions. Keeping true to herself is transformative. Only by confronting fear and darkness can we change. So they are confronting some fears. Again, a sense of being in the dark, but having faith throughout that. This kind of gives me also the energy of the Ten of Swords. So it can be that they are overcoming mental challenges and feelings of being defeated with their faith. But they are coming into stronger faith because of the energies that are being worked through in the month of September regarding these things that we had just talked about. So, and the friendship card, I am going to read it. It says, the girl and her kitty both wear orange. They are united against the world, the power of two. So you are very much connected in your partnership. You are, utilizing the power of the relationship, the power of the partnership, but that intimate energy is still standing strong in the way it's being explained to me from Spirit. What or who is blocking you from moving to the next chapter in your love story in the month of September? And it is setting sail. So setting sail is talking about moving forward, kind of going with the flow. And it says, a great voyage has begun, usually across water, adventure awaits. So the part that says adventure awaits kind of catches my attention when I read that. What is blocking you is more of an energy, it's like an anticipation energy. You know there is more to come, but there is things that need to be happening or being done in regards to it. So it's like an adventure. An adventuresome energy is out ahead of you, and you can kind of sense it. You know it's coming. For some, this could actually be a literal move or traveling, relocation, buying or purchasing a home in a different location, selling. Working is an adventure to come together so you can be together more physically. And it's an anticipation energy, because you know it's there and you're anticipating that move. You're anticipating that new adventure that's coming up in your relationship, but yet there's still practical things that need done right here. So it's maybe focusing too far out ahead on the adventure and not looking at what the action steps that need taken right in front of you. So don't look too far out ahead is the energy I feel could be blocking some right now. Yes, we want to look ahead. We want to prepare. We want to manifest, envision what it is we want, but getting too caught up in the excitement of the adventure, it can become more fantasy-like, and then our immediate needs aren't being met. So this September energy is more about meeting immediate needs and bringing things into balance, taking practical steps, and then allowing the adventure to unfold. So that's the energy that is blocking us in September. The previous chapter of your love story, what led up to now, and it is soulfulness, which is a beautiful energy. This is a good energy that led up to now. It says, in a dark world, the warmth of her true heart shines a light around her. This is her strength. So shining your light, connecting to your heart space and allowing that to shine, allowing that to be the beacon of light that attracts others and your partner to you. So this is a good thing that led up to now, really coming into that energy for yourself and recognizing it and really coming into that value as well. Because sometimes it's good things that lead up to the story to now. So this is one of them. Where you are in your story, your love story, present chapter for September. And it is called, which is beautiful, because it's kind of like for me, this one's kind of like the judgment. And I'm going to read it. It says, the couple is entering a magical, mysterious world. It can be disorienting but exciting, falling in love. So you're in that midst, sort of like I said here, setting sail. So don't get too caught up with, you've joined hands, you're starting to move across the scene. Don't get too caught up in what's outside of this, okay? Out here, because that's the blockage, the setting sail, the adventuresome energy, what is out ahead of us. So really settle into the connection, you can kind of see they're connected here, they're holding hands, they're touching each other here in this card. You can see that visual. So this is where you are. You're in that connection, working on immediate needs and bringing balance without, struggle, without argumentative energy, without allowing your ego to take center stage and, want what it wants and make the other person feel badly or feel wrong about that. So there's a need here to do that. But this is where you are in it. And I'm going to read it again. The couple is entering a magical, mysterious world. It can be disorienting but exciting, falling in love. So there's a little bit of disorientation here because things are starting to come together. And after long struggle, that coming together can feel odd because you're not used to that, right? You're not used to, coming together harmoniously. It can feel a little bit strange and disorienting. So there's a sense of that right now. And a bit of the judgment energy of an awakening. So you're awakening more and more to the connection and the harmoniousness of it, which is beautiful. The next chapter in your love story, if you can move past the block in number 3, which isn't a huge block, it's just really being cautious about not looking too forward in a fantasy type of energy. And it is beginnings. And I love that because it's just so going with what they're saying to us. Anything is possible. Sprouting, springtime, newness, freedom to start again. So where you're going to go, if you don't get too caught up in the fantasy of the adventure that awaits, that you can feel because you're making this connection and it's becoming more harmonious, is there is a new beginning. It's mentioning springtime. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to be that far out, but for some it can be. But there's definitely new energies growing. There's a new beginning, a whole new beginning in a different way, which we are seeing. So the end of the love story for September, is number 7. I want to make sure I did it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so the end of the love story for September, because there's a lot more stories going after that. You know, it's just the month's block of energy, and it's nurture. So you're going to nurture all this. You know, you're going to just where we're kind of ending where we started, right? And you're nurturing each other as you come up to a crossroads here and making a decision in which way to go. So definitely in the connection, definitely nurturing the connection. And I'm going to read from the booklet here, or the pamphlet. And it says, connection to loved ones and all growing things will sustain you, helping one smaller than yourself, which is, of course, the ego that we talked about. So, you know, it's looking at helping one smaller than yourself, like helping the ego struggles and taming the ego struggles, I feel is what they're meaning with that. Because we're not really saying we're smaller than our partner or they're smaller than us energetically. I see this as the ego, so you're nurturing and you're helping and you're healing that part of yourself that needs kind of tame because it can get out of control just like a child. But connection to loved ones and all growing things will sustain you. So your connection in this partnership will sustain you through the month of September, and it is going to become stronger. You're going to work through these needs. You're going to work through this energy of, you know, who's right, who's wrong. You can both be right in your own way, and no one has to be wrong. And so it's working on that energy, bringing compromise, not getting too caught up in the fantasy of what's to come because you can feel it, because you are really coming into that magical place and connection. It can be a little disorienting, but things are starting to grow. There's new energy coming in. So just remember that. And this was the undercurrent energy. There is an intelligence here. It sees a way through where others cannot see the way through, and figuring things out. So to get its needs met. And that's on both sides. So I hope everyone has a wonderful September. I hope to be, like I said, opening my shop closer to the end of September for my Halloween reading. I have a witch's read, which I absolutely love, and I love the Halloween season, so I hope to be at least offering that coming up soon. That is my hope, if not more so, in listings. But anyway, if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below, or you can send me an email, and angel blessings.